Gentlemen, as we cross the milestone of 60, our health deserves more attention than ever. One small change that can make a big difference lies in the kinds of nuts we eat. Nuts are often seen as healthy, but not all of them serve our bodies well in later years. Some can harm the heart, raise cholesterol, or sneak in unhealthy fats and excess salt. Today, let's uncover the 4 nuts men over 60 should avoid, and the 4 that can truly help you thrive. First, the nuts you should stay away from. Salted and flavored peanuts may be popular, but the added sodium and oils can raise blood pressure and burden the heart. Candied or honey roasted nuts sound tempting, yet their sugar content can worsen blood sugar levels and weight gain. Macadamia nuts, though delicious, are extremely high in fat and low in protein, offering little balance for men managing cholesterol. Finally, processed mixed nuts with hydrogenated oils are the worst offenders, adding unhealthy trans fats that damage arteries. Let's focus on the champions of men's health. Almonds are rich in vitamin E and fiber, protecting the heart and aiding digestion. Walnuts stand out for their omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain sharpness and reduce inflammation. Pistachios help lower bad cholesterol and improve circulation, vital for both heart and sexual health. And finally, Brazil nuts, eaten in moderation, deliver selenium, a mineral that boosts immunity and supports prostate health. Gentlemen, remember, not all nuts are created equal. After 60, every food choice counts. By skipping the wrong ones and embracing the right ones, you give your body the strength, clarity, and vitality it deserves. The road ahead can be full of energy and confidence. Sometimes it just starts with the nuts in your bowl. When most people think of nuts, the word that immediately comes to mind is healthy. For decades, nutritionists and doctors have praised nuts for their protein, fiber, and good fat, and they have often been recommended as snacks that support heart health, brain function, and energy levels. However, while this general idea holds some truth, it can also be misleading, especially for men over the age of 60. At this stage of life, the body becomes far more sensitive to diet, and the choices that once seemed harmless can begin to have serious consequences. The reality is that not all nuts are healthy, and certain varieties or preparations can quietly undermine health in ways that go unnoticed until problems surface. The first concern is salt. Many nuts that line supermarket shelves are salted heavily to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. For men over 60, excess salt is one of the greatest dietary threats, as it directly contributes to high blood pressure. Aging arteries naturally lose some elasticity, and when combined with the sodium from salted peanuts, cashews, or mixed nuts, the pressure on the cardiovascular system intensifies. This increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney damage. It is not just the salt sprinkled on top, but the flavored coatings like barbecue, ranch, or spicy mixes that often hide sodium in amounts higher than a person needs in an entire day. What looks like a harmless snack handful can turn into a health burden over time. Sugar is another hidden danger in certain nuts. Honey, roasted peanuts, candied almonds, and chocolate-covered cashews might seem like fun treats, but for older men, they present serious risks. As the metabolism slows down with age, the body struggles more to process sugar efficiently. High sugar intake contributes to weight gain, which is already harder to control after 60, and it destabilizes blood sugar levels, putting men at risk of developing or worsening type 2 diabetes. Excess sugar also fuels inflammation, which has been linked to conditions like arthritis, cognitive decline, and heart disease, all of which become more common with age. A sweet crunch might feel harmless in the moment, but when repeated daily, it becomes a slow, steady assault on long-term health. The type of fat in nuts also matters. Whole natural nuts contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which support heart health. However, some processed nuts are roasted in unhealthy oils or even contain hydrogenated oils that add trans fats. Trans fats are particularly harmful because they raise bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering good cholesterols, HDL, a combination that accelerates plaque buildup in arteries. For an older man whose cardiovascular system is already more vulnerable, these fats act as silent saboteurs. Macadamia nuts, for instance, while not inherently bad, are extremely high in fat and low in protein, offering little balance for men trying to manage weight and cholesterol. When eaten often, they add more fat calories than the body can burn, leading to gradual weight gain that makes other health issues worse. Another overlooked problem is portion size. Nuts are calorie dense, and while a small handful can be beneficial, many men eat them in large quantities without realizing how quickly the calories add up. For someone in their 60s who may be less physically active, these extra calories contribute to creeping weight gain, which is harder to shed with age. Extra weight puts pressure on the joints, burdens the heart, and increases the likelihood of sleep apnea and fatigue. Even so, called healthy nuts can cause harm if eaten without awareness of portion control. What makes this issue more concerning is the perception that nuts are universally good for the body. When men over 60 hear that nuts are healthy, they often assume all types in any form are safe to eat freely. But this blanket belief can mask the subtle dangers of excess salt, sugar, and bad fats. It can lead to the idea that reaching for salted peanuts or honey roasted cashews is a health conscious choice, when in fact it may be undermining blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol all at once. The truth is more nuanced, and understanding that not all nuts are created equal is the first step toward protecting long-term vitality. As men grow older, particularly after the age of 60, their relationship with food must become more thoughtful and intentional. The body is not as resilient as it once was, and the heart, blood vessels, and kidneys have already endured decades of wear and tear. One of the most overlooked yet damaging elements in the diet of older men is excessive sodium, and unfortunately, nuts are often a hidden culprit. Salted peanuts and flavored nuts are marketed as quick, crunchy, and satisfying snacks, but the truth is that these products quietly overload the body with sodium and unhealthy oils. While they may appear harmless in a small bowl, they can put a strain on aging arteries and raise cardiovascular risk in ways that are subtle but extremely significant. When eaten raw or dry roasted without additives, can be a decent source of protein and healthy fats. The problem arises when they are drenched in salt. A single serving of salted peanuts can contain more sodium than is advisable for an entire meal. For a man over 60, this becomes dangerous because blood vessels are already less elastic and the heart is often more sensitive to pressure changes. Sodium draws water into the bloodstream, which increases blood volume and pushes harder against the arterial walls. Over time, this constant strain leads to hypertension or high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart attacks, strokes, and kidney disease. Even if blood pressure medication is being taken, excessive sodium in the diet can counteract its effectiveness, making the heart work harder than it should. Flavored nuts pose an even greater challenge. They are often coated in seasoning blends that include not just salt, but also oils and additives designed to make them addictive. Spicy, barbecue, or cheese flavored nuts may look appealing on the shelf, but their seasoning mixes frequently contain trans fats or low-quality vegetable oils. These oils, when consumed repeatedly, can raise bad cholesterol levels and contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries. For older men whose risk of atherosclerosis is already elevated due to age, this creates a dangerous combination. What seems like a flavorful indulgence can, in reality, accelerate the narrowing of arteries and increase the chance of a cardiac event. Another issue is that salted and flavored nuts are designed to encourage overeating. The strong taste makes it difficult to stop after just a handful, and before long the sodium and fat content multiplies. This is particularly problematic because portion control becomes harder when the flavor stimulates cravings. For men over 60, who may already struggle with maintaining a healthy weight or managing appetite, this tendency can lead to consuming far more sodium and fat than the body can handle. Each extra serving not only adds calories, but also worsens blood pressure and cholesterol. It is also important to consider that older adults are often more sedentary, whether due to retirement, reduced mobility, or medical conditions. This means the excess salt and unhealthy oils from flavored nuts are not being offset by high levels of physical activity. The body cannot burn through the additional calories, nor can it efficiently handle the repeated spikes in blood pressure caused by sodium. The long-term effect is cumulative, and it shows up as persistent hypertension, water retention, and increased risk of heart and kidney complications. The sneaky aspect of salted and flavored nuts is that they give the illusion of being a healthier snack compared to chips, cookies, or candy. Many men reach for them thinking they are making a smarter choice, especially when compared to heavily processed junk food. But the reality is that the added sodium and oils can make these nuts just as harmful, if not worse, for cardiovascular health. The natural benefits of peanuts and other nuts are overshadowed by the damaging effects of their preparation. In the end, what matters most is not just the nut itself, but how it is seasoned and processed before it reaches the table. For men over 60, avoiding salted peanuts and flavored nuts is not simply about cutting down on unnecessary sodium. It is about protecting the heart, keeping blood vessels flexible, and reducing the silent risks that accumulate with age. Every handful avoided is one less blow to the arteries, one less burden on the heart, and one more opportunity to make a smarter, health-preserving choice. When people picture a small handful of nuts, they often imagine a wholesome snack filled with protein, fiber, and heart-healthy fats. Yet, in modern food culture, nuts are rarely left in their natural state. Many are coated in sugar, roasted with honey, or processed with oils that change their nutritional profile entirely. For men over the age of 60, who must be especially vigilant about their heart, weight, and blood sugar, candied and honey, roasted nuts represent more of a danger than a benefit. What seems like an innocent sweet crunch can be one of the quickest ways to tip the balance toward health problems that become harder to manage with age. The first issue is sugar. After 60, metabolism slows and the body processes glucose less efficiently. Insulin resistance becomes more common, and even men without diabetes must be cautious with their sugar intake. Candied nuts or honey, roasted varieties, are often coated in layers of sugar that crystallize during roasting, turning what could have been a protein-rich snack into a sugar-laden treat. Just a small serving can equal the sugar content of a dessert, and when eaten regularly, it contributes to elevated blood glucose, weight gain, and higher triglyceride levels. Excess sugar also fuels chronic inflammation, which accelerates conditions like arthritis, cognitive decline, and cardiovascular disease. For someone already vulnerable due to age, this added inflammation becomes a quiet but powerful enemy. Processed nuts also come with the hidden danger of hydrogenated oils. These oils are sometimes used to give nuts a longer shelf life, keep them from sticking together, or add flavor. The problem is that hydrogenated oils contain trans fats, which are widely recognized as one of the most harmful dietary fats. Trans fats raise low-density lipoprotein, the so-called bad cholesterol, while simultaneously lowering high-density lipoprotein, the good cholesterol that protects the heart. This double effect rapidly accelerates the buildup of arterial plaque, narrowing blood vessels and increasing the risk of heart attack or stroke. For a man in his 60s, whose arteries may already be stiffening with age, this is a recipe for serious complications. Weight management also becomes a pressing concern. Nuts are naturally calorie-dense, but when they are coated in sugar or roasted in unhealthy oils, their calorie content climbs even higher. Men over 60 often lead less active lifestyles, whether due to retirement, joint pain, or slower energy levels, so burning off those excess calories is not as easy as it once was. As a result, candied or honey roasted nuts can quietly contribute to steady weight gain, especially around the abdomen where fat poses the greatest risk to heart health and insulin sensitivity. Even a few small handfuls eaten mindlessly in front of the television can add hundreds of calories without delivering the balance of nutrients that the body actually needs. Another overlooked factor is how these processed nuts affect appetite and cravings. Sugar and unhealthy fats create a cycle of desire that encourages overeating. The sweet coating lights up the brain's reward system, making it harder to stop after a few bites. For older men, this cycle can lead to not only excess calorie intake, but also unstable blood sugar levels that swing from high to low, causing fatigue, irritability, and further cravings. Natural nuts, eaten raw or dry roasted, provide steady energy, but their candied or honey-coated counterparts destabilize the system, leaving the body in a constant state of imbalance. It is also worth considering the long-term impact on overall health. While one serving of candied nuts may seem trivial, the cumulative effect of eating them week after week is significant. The added sugar and oils displace the natural nutrients that nuts should provide, such as magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats, meaning men are missing out on what makes nuts valuable in the first place. Instead of supporting heart health and steady energy, these processed versions deliver the opposite, spiking blood sugar, raising bad cholesterol, and increasing belly fat. Avoiding candied, honey, roasted, and processed nuts is about more than just cutting sugar. It is about breaking free from foods that disguise themselves as healthy while quietly undermining the very systems of the body that need the most protection with age. Choosing natural, unprocessed nuts ensures that every bite contributes to longevity, steadier energy, and stronger cardiovascular health, while leaving behind the dangers that come hidden under a sweet or oily coating. Almonds are one of the most widely consumed nuts in the world, and for good reason. They are small, convenient, and versatile, but what makes them truly stand out is their remarkable nutritional profile. For men over 60 who need to be more deliberate about food choices, almonds provide a set of benefits that address some of the most common age-related health challenges. Their mix of fiber, vitamin E, protein, and healthy fats makes them a natural ally for protecting the heart, supporting digestion, and maintaining overall vitality. One of the first ways almonds support older men is through their fiber content. As the body ages, the digestive system slows down and becomes less efficient. Issues such as constipation, bloating, or irregular bowel movements are more frequent, and they can affect energy and quality of life. Almonds contain a generous amount of soluble and insoluble fiber, both of which help regulate digestion. Fiber bulks up the stool, making it easier to pass, while also feeding beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut microbiome is increasingly recognized as essential for immunity, weight control, and even mood stability. By adding almonds to the diet, men over 60 can keep their digestive systems moving smoothly and avoid the discomforts that often accompany aging. The role of almonds in heart health is equally important. Cardiovascular disease remains the leading health concern for older men, and prevention relies heavily on diet. Almonds provide monounsaturated fats, which are considered good fats because they lower low-density lipoprotein cholesterol while helping raise high-density lipoprotein cholesterol. This balance is crucial for keeping arteries clear and flexible, reducing the risk of plaque buildup and heart attacks. Alongside these fats, almonds deliver magnesium, potassium, and other minerals that help regulate blood pressure. By supporting healthy blood vessel function, they ease strain on the heart and contribute to better circulation, which becomes more vital with each passing decade. Vitamin E is another major advantage of almonds. This fat-soluble antioxidant protects the body against oxidative stress, a natural process that increases with age and accelerates cell damage. Free radicals produced by metabolism, pollution, and lifestyle factors can harm tissues, stiffen arteries, and age the skin. Vitamin E neutralizes these free radicals, acting as a shield for the body. For men in their 60s, this means slower progression of cardiovascular disease, better preservation of memory and cognitive function, and healthier skin that maintains elasticity and resilience. Vitamin E also supports the immune system, helping the body ward off infections that can take a heavier toll later in life. Almonds also play a role in blood sugar management, a concern that becomes more pressing after 60 as the risk of type 2 diabetes increases. Because almonds contain fiber, protein, and healthy fats, they slow the absorption of carbohydrates into the bloodstream. This prevents sudden spikes in glucose and helps maintain stable energy levels throughout the day. Studies have shown that adding almonds to a meal can improve insulin sensitivity, making them a practical choice for men who are pre-diabetic or managing diabetes. Instead of creating energy highs and crashes, almonds provide steady fuel that supports both body and mind. Weight control is another area where almonds prove useful. They are calorie dense, but because they are filling, they actually help reduce overall calorie intake by curbing appetite and preventing overeating. For men over 60, maintaining a healthy weight is not just about appearance. It reduces strain on the joints, supports mobility, and lowers the risk of cardiovascular complications. A handful of almonds as a mid-day snack can be far more beneficial than reaching for chips or sweets, both of which add empty calories and harmful ingredients without delivering nutrients. Practicality further enhances the value of almonds. They can be eaten raw, lightly roasted, or blended into almond butter. They can be tossed onto salads, stirred into oatmeal, or blended into smoothies, making it easy to include them daily without monotony. The only caution is to avoid almonds that are salted, candied, or coated in flavorings, since those additions undo many of the health benefits. Kept simple and natural, almonds offer a nutrient-rich, heart-protective, digestion-friendly food that fits perfectly into the lifestyle of men who want to stay strong and energetic beyond 60. Here's a 600-word explanation of the fifth keynote. Prioritize walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts. They boost brain health, circulation, and prostate function. Written as a continuous flowing narrative without headings or conclusion as men cross into their 60s, certain aspects of health become more pressing than ever. Cognitive sharpness, strong circulation, and prostate function are three areas that demand greater attention in these years. While no single food can be considered a cure-all, specific nuts, namely walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, stand out for their unique ability to support these vital aspects of male health. Incorporating them regularly into the diet provides a natural and sustainable way to maintain strength, clarity, and confidence well into older age. Walnuts are particularly powerful when it comes to brain health. They are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, a nutrient most often associated with fatty fish. Omega-3s play a crucial role in maintaining the structure and function of brain cells, as well as reducing inflammation that can contribute to cognitive decline. For men over 60 who may begin to notice subtle changes in memory or focus, walnuts act like a shield for the brain, slowing age-related decline and supporting mental sharpness. Beyond omega-3s, walnuts also contain antioxidants such as polyphenols, which further protect neural tissues from oxidative stress. Regular consumption of walnuts has even been linked in studies to better memory performance, improved mood, and lower risk of diseases such as Alzheimer's. On the other hand, are known for their remarkable effect on circulation and cardiovascular health. They are packed with compounds such as arginine, an amino acid that helps produce nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is a molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, allowing for smoother and stronger blood flow. For older men, improved circulation is vital not only for heart health but also for energy. Pistamina and pistachios also contain plant sterols, which help lower bad cholesterol levels, further reducing strain on the heart and arteries. Their unique blend of protein, fiber, and healthy fats makes them an ideal snack for stabilizing blood sugar while also supporting vascular function. This means pistachios do double duty, keeping the heart strong while ensuring that circulation remains efficient throughout the body. Brazil nuts are another essential for men over 60, primarily because of their high selenium content. Selenium is a trace mineral that the body needs in very small amounts but plays an outsized role in supporting prostate health. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts can provide more than the daily recommended amount of selenium, making them a potent dietary tool for men concerned about prostate function and the risk of related conditions. Selenium helps reduce inflammation, supports hormone balance, and aids in the production of antioxidants that protect prostate cells from damage. Beyond the prostate, selenium also boosts the immune system, enhances thyroid function, and contributes to overall vitality, benefits that are particularly valuable as the body ages and natural defenses weaken. Pistachios and Brazil nuts form a trio that addresses 3 of the most pressing needs for older men: sharper minds, healthier circulation, and stronger prostate function. Each nut brings something unique to the table, and when eaten in balance, they complement one another beautifully. A small handful of walnuts can support mental focus during the day. A serving of pistachios can encourage better blood flow and heart strength, and just a couple of Brazil nuts can provide powerful protection for the prostate and immune system. What makes these nuts especially appealing is how easily they can be integrated into daily routines. Walnuts can be sprinkled over oatmeal or salads. Pistachios make an easy snack between meals, and Brazil nuts can be eaten in moderation as a simple after-dinner bite. The key is consistency and portion control. While these nuts are nutrient-dense, they are also calorie-rich, so moderation ensures that their benefits are maximized without contributing to unwanted weight gain. For men who are thoughtful about their health, this combination of nuts can be a reliable and enjoyable way to nurture body and mind well into their 60s and beyond. After the age of 60, every food choice carries more weight than it did in younger years. The body's metabolism slows, recovery takes longer, and organs such as the heart, brain, and digestive system become more sensitive to what is consumed. This is why even something as small as a handful of nuts can make a profound difference in daily health and long-term vitality. Choosing the right nuts in moderation can act as a daily investment in sharper thinking, stronger cardiovascular function, and more consistent energy. While the wrong choices can quietly drain health over time, the power lies in being mindful and intentional with what goes into the body. The brain is one of the first areas to benefit from smart nut choices. Walnuts, for instance, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which play a vital role in maintaining the structure and performance of brain cells. As memory lapses and reduced focus become common with age, these healthy fats protect against cognitive decline and encourage sharper thinking. Almonds also contribute by providing vitamin E, a nutrient that protects neurons from oxidative stress, which is known to accelerate the onset of memory disorders. By simply including a serving of these nuts in the daily diet, men over 60 give their brains the nutrients needed to stay alert, focused, and resilient against the effects of aging. The heart also reaps enormous benefits from the right nut selections. Nuts such as almonds, pistachios, and walnuts contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that lower bad cholesterol while raising the good cholesterol that protects arteries. They also deliver minerals like magnesium and potassium, which help regulate blood pressure. Pistachios in particular promote better circulation by supporting the production of nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. These effects reduce strain on the heart, lowering the risk of cardiovascular disease, which remains one of the most significant health concerns for men past 60. By replacing salty, processed snacks with nutrient-rich nuts, older men can lighten the burden on their cardiovascular systems and build a foundation for healthier aging. Energy maintenance is another area where nut choices show their importance. Many men notice that their energy fluctuates more dramatically with age, often dipping in the afternoon or after meals. This is partly due to the body's reduced ability to process sugar and refined carbohydrates. Smart nut choices help stabilize blood sugar levels because they combine fiber, protein, and healthy fats that slow the release of glucose into the bloodstream. This prevents the sudden spikes and crashes that leave men feeling drained. Brazil nuts, eaten in moderation, can also boost energy through selenium, a mineral that supports thyroid function and overall vitality. By including a handful of nuts as a midday snack, Older men can sustain steady energy that carries them through the day without relying on sugary or processed foods that only provide short-lived fuel. Which becomes more challenging after 60 is also influenced by nut choices. Though calorie dense, nuts promote satiety, helping men feel full for longer periods. This reduces the urge to snack excessively on less healthy foods. Unlike empty calorie snacks, nuts provide nutrient-rich calories that feed the body while controlling appetite. This means that even while enjoying a satisfying snack, men are actively supporting their heart, brain, and digestion. Over time, this contributes to better weight control, which in turn supports mobility, reduces joint pain, and lowers the risk of chronic conditions. What makes nut choices truly powerful is how accessible and versatile they are. A small serving can be enjoyed on its own, sprinkled over oatmeal or salads, blended into smoothies, or paired with fruit for a balanced snack. The key lies in avoiding processed varieties coated in salt, sugar, or hydrogenated oils, as these undermine the natural benefits. By focusing on whole, raw, or lightly roasted nuts, older men can maximize health advantages while keeping risks minimal. The daily act of choosing the right nuts is a simple yet profound habit. Each handful is more than just a snack. It is a protective step for the brain, a shield for the heart, and a steady source of energy. For men over 60, the path to vitality does not require radical change or complicated regimens. It begins with mindful choices, and nuts offer one of the easiest, most enjoyable, and most effective ways to support the body's needs as it ages gracefully.